The financial news media loves to preach that the sky is falling, and why wouldn't they? They are in the business of selling advertising and getting eyeballs. The old news adage that if it bleeds, it leads holds true today. But finding opportunity during or after a market downturn is not out of the question. I'm going to give you 5 examples of the silver lining. Number 1, if we look at this chart of the S&P 500, some of the highest returns are after the market has tanked. In fact, since 1928, I count 26 times that the S&P has cracked 20% returns, 9 times that it's exceeded 30, and 3 times that it's cracked a whopping 40% in returns. Almost every time it's after a market downturn. This is why I stress dollar cost averaging so much. You cannot know when it will happen, so consistently plowing money into the market is the stress-free way of investing. Dave Ramsey is famous for saying that the only people who get hurt on a roller coaster are the ones who jump off. Don't jump off. Stick with it and ride it out. The next 2 relate to real estate, and although inflation came on strong last year, it's not nearly as bad as it was in the 70s and 80s. From 1974 to 1989, interest rates were extremely high, ranging from almost 9% all the way up to over 16%. If we look at home prices in that same time frame, inflation was extremely helpful to the value of a home. The median home price went from $35,000 all the way up to $120,000. That's 3.5 times the value in just 15 years. This makes sense though, as the price of materials and labor increases, the cost of a new home increases. If the price of a new home goes up, resales are more likely to go up as well because they're going to be considered by potential buyers. That increased competition will increase the value. We don't know how long inflation will be with us, but owning real estate, even if it's only your primary residence, is a great hedge against inflation. Okay, this next one also relates to real estate, and it's pertaining to the Great Recession. The Great Recession in the early 2000s came about as a result of low interest rates combined with loose lending standards. This resulted in a higher than normal percentage of subprime mortgages, which were then packaged and sold in the form of mortgage-backed securities. These securities included too many defaulting mortgages, which caused this house of cards to come tumbling down. This meltdown was dramatic, and the glut in the market took years to unwind. However, if you look at this chart of US cities and home prices, 2011 through 2013 were an incredible time to purchase real estate. We bought our first home this way. The original owner paid $80,000 more for the home in 2006 than we paid for it in 2013. We bought it as a short sale and got a great deal. He purchased it at the height of the market at that time and took a bath on it when he sold it. Real quick, you deserve the absolute best content possible. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up for me. It gives me real-time feedback that lets me know you want to see more of this content. Okay, and this last one is to tax loss harvest. This is a great option in a market downturn. All this means is that you sell an investment that's underperforming in order to achieve a reduction in your tax liability. Once you lock in that loss, you reinvest that money in a different security that satisfies your desired investment strategy. This does not work in a 401k or an IRA because those are either tax deferred or tax free, and tax loss harvesting is designed to achieve an immediate tax benefit. This only applies to securities held in an after-tax brokerage account. The only caveat to this is that there's something called a wash sale rule. What this means is that you can't sell a security at a loss and buy the same security or a substantially identical security within 30 days before or after. For example, I'm going to make some truck owners mad, but let's say you sell a stock, and let's call it the Ford F-150 stock, and you sell it at a loss, but within 30 days before or after, you also buy a Chevy Silverado stock of the same year with similar options. Although they're different in name, the IRS is not going to consider that to be a loss. They're going to look at that and say, well, the owner didn't really get rid of a truck and take a loss. He just swapped it, and because they're so similar, they're in the same market and almost indistinguishable. All right, folks, that will do it for today. If you enjoyed this video and want to watch more, click on the link on the screen somewhere. Later.